Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. My name is Tejasvi and today I'm here to start an absolute new series for Golang. This series is specifically defined for developing production systems. So it is for those who are starting from absolute zero and have no previous knowledge in any of the programming languages. I will be covering a lot of fundamental concepts here. If you have some experience in developing some backend applications into other programming languages like Java or Python, then this initial videos will be quite basic for you. You can skip that. But if you're absolutely new and have no programming language, we will be covering a lot of fundamentals around Golang. And in this series, my main focus is onto the practical stuff. Okay, so what we are going to do is we will be quickly understanding about the syntax of Go, how it is being written, how do we write a basic hello world program, some of the fundamental things like structs, if else statements, loops, functions, and etc. And once we do that, we definitely jump into the advanced concepts like interfaces and error handling. I will be covering that in a bit. So if you're absolute beginner, you can start here. Okay, and we will be covering a lot of practical stuff. Okay, we will be working on focusing on building some real projects for real use cases. Okay, so it's not like I will be giving you some sort of to do application to build. Okay, I will be giving you much more advanced concepts, including web servers, grpcs, rpcs, and a lot of things. Okay, and the greatest thing about the series is that once you start learning, you will also gain practical working experience. So my main focus is on the practicality of the things. Okay, I don't want to focus on a lot of theoretical concepts, but yes, definitely we are going to start from theory, understanding the fundamental concepts of Golang, and then we will move on to the advanced concepts. Okay, additional to this, I will be showing you some sort of open source code based on specific concepts that I will be explaining to you. So this will help you to understand how things are written in some open source projects, how what are the what are the good cases, what are the design patterns everyone uses into their applications about Go, so you will be able to understand how to write better code. Okay, so if you are absolute beginner, it's great, you can start from here. If you are not, if you are someone experienced, you can definitely check out the syntaxes of how things are written in Golang. You can quickly watch it. If this video is too slow for you, you can feel free to increase the playback speed. If it is fast, then I guess you can slow it down as well. Both options are there on YouTube. Okay, and get into the syllabus of this course. Okay, so first of all, we will be talking about the fundamentals. Okay, we will be building a hello world program. I will be introducing you to the modules and packages. We will be covering data types. Different data types are there: integer, float, string, string. And then we have the complex data types like arrays, slices, maps. Okay, and we'll be covering some custom types, how we can build our own type. We will be discussing on structs, if else statements, loops, and then functions, some of the design patterns around these methods, and then composition. We will also be covering pointers here. I forgot to mention in this. So this was the fundamental, and I will be covering everything in a single video. Okay, and next we will talk about the interfaces. We will understand what interfaces are, why do we need interfaces. We will define some standard interfaces in our application. Okay, and we will be discussing about some of the internal interfaces that we have and how we can implement them within our application. We will also define our own interfaces. We will understand why do we need an interface, and we also solve some sort of practical problems around these interfaces. Okay, and then we will be covering error handling. Error handling is quite important. It is a lot different than how other applications use the error handling. Other applications generally has the syntax of throwing and catching the errors. Okay, but in Golang, you never throw an error, you always return an error as a sort of return parameters from a function. Okay, so we will be discussing on that, how we will be handling errors. We will be writing our custom errors as well, and we will also be solving a lot of practical problems around error handling. So next is context. We will discuss on context. Why do we need context? Okay, how we can cancel the context, and how we can propagate the context. We will also discuss on how we can have some context like context timeouts, and we will also be discussing about the practical problems. Okay, next is concurrency. We will focus on the fundamental concepts of concurrency within Golang. We have coroutines, we have channels, we have certain things around coroutines like live logs, deadlocks, and race conditions. We'll be discussing about synchronization techniques, okay, like commit access and atomics. We will be working on understanding selected statements, and then we will also understand on the practical problems around these coroutines. We have a lot of problems in place for coroutines, okay, and we will discuss them one by one, and we will solve them one by one, and these problems are quite practical in nature. Okay, and we have also covered a basic a lot of things around web development. Okay, so the major implementation that you will do at your work is around developing the web servers. Okay, and within the web servers, Golang has a great ecosystem. Okay, so we won't be focusing on using libraries like gin or anything else. We'll be focusing specifically using the core fundamentals, the core code of the application. Sorry, I mean the standard packages of Golang. Okay, so we will be using that, and using that we will be developing web servers. We will be understanding how to cancel a request. We will be setting up some sort of MTLS authentication, that is something that is being used in a microservices architecture. We will understand about the specifications, how do we develop a REST API. Okay, we will be understanding the remote procedure calls. We will be setting up an RPC server. We will also understand about the grpcs and how we can develop a grpc server. We will also discuss on WebSockets, some server sent events that are important little bit. We'll be understanding streaming, and we will be working on developing practical projects. Okay, and another thing that we'll be discussing on is about the testing. So testing is quite important, and Golang has a very different way of how you can test things out. uh, it does not use a lot of libraries to write unit tests for Golang. Everything is bare, you have to write everything yourself. Okay, so we'll be discussing on how we can write unit tests, how we can we will understand the concepts of reflection. We will also see some advanced things like code coverage, and we will discuss on practical problems around testing. Okay, other than this we will be talking about some internals. Okay, benchmarking, profiling, understanding what garbage collector is, how it works. We will understand on memory allocations, and I will see if it is possible we will discuss about some unsafe pointers as well, so how we can tweak the memory at a very lower level. We will discuss on all of that. Okay, and then we will be covering some practical projects on benchmarking as well. And additional to this, when you're working on some enterprise applications, there are a lot of patterns that you might be using based on the use cases. Okay, so some of them are logging, some singleton pattern, like how you can set up a logging framework within your application so that you can have a global logger configured. Okay, we will discuss on the singleton pattern, like creating a one instance globally across the application. I mean, for Golang it is a bad practice, but we will still discuss it anyways. And then we will talk about the decorator pattern, how we can extend the functionalities of a function. We will talk about the adapter pattern, and then we will also talk about the observer pattern, something like a notification based system. Okay, and other than that, we will discuss on microservices, how we can containerize the application. We will discuss some of the design techniques, like the sidecar pattern. And this list is not exhaustive. We can add more topics later. Okay, based on that. So this was the whole syllabus of the series, and in the next video we will discuss on the fundamentals. So each of the topic you are seeing, we will be covering everything in a single video. Like networking web servers, it will be covered in an entire video, and similar thing goes for testing, internals, design patterns, everything. So see you in the next video.